Hello, Ben Mankiewicz with you on TCM for more of 31 Days of Oscar. Today, our lineup has been made up of Oscar-nominated and winning war pictures. Up next, an intense and disturbing story about the tragic effects of fighting in Vietnam for three friends from western Pennsylvania. Released by Universal in 1978, The Deer Hunter. The three friends are Mike, played by Robert De Niro, Stephen, played by one of my favorite character actors, John Savage, and Nick, an Oscar-winning performance delivered by Christopher Walken. They are part of a tight-knit Slavic community in a dying steel town near Pittsburgh. When we meet them before they go to Vietnam, they work at the mill and hang out drinking beer and hunting deer. The film is essentially broken into three acts: before the war, in the thick of the fight, and after the war. Director Michael Cimino hadn't made a movie since his 1974 debut buddy flick Thunderbolt and Lightfoot. Cimino, who started as a screenwriter, pitched The Deer Hunter to eager execs who gave him $7.5 million to make the movie. At the time, though, he had no script. He hired an inexperienced screenwriter who, according to Cimino, washed out. Cimino maintained he had no choice but to rewrite the script himself while scouting locations. I had to write the thing on buses, on trains, on cars, at night, in hotels, he later explained. I worked like a dog. That said, the screenwriter, Derek Washburn, who'd written with Cimino once before, told an entirely different story. Washburn said he and Cimino discussed the story over a few days, then Washburn wrote the script by himself in a hotel for a month. When he was done, he said Cimino and a producer fired him over dinner one night by saying, "Derek, it's F off time," and then tried to deny him any credit. The Writers Guild eventually arbitrated the matter and gave Washburn sole credit. It's a great script and an unnerving movie, one that's essentially impossible to forget. In the end, Cimino and his first-rate cast gave audiences a searing look at the lingering damage caused by the Vietnam War. Film also stars two of the great actors of their time, Meryl Streep and John Cazale. At the time of filming, they were romantically involved. Cazale was also dying of cancer. This was his final film performance. He died 6 months before the movie's release. John Cazale, as many of you know, appeared in just 5 features. Every single one of them earned an Oscar nomination for Best Picture. The Godfather, Godfather Part 2, Conversation, Dog Day Afternoon, and the film you're about to watch. It's from 1978, winner of 5 Oscars, including Best Picture, The Deer Hunter. The Deer Hunter is viewed not only as a groundbreaking look at the Vietnam War, but it also set the template for the way modern movies are marketed to win Oscars. It began after Universal held a disastrous preview screening for the film in Detroit. The studio initially tried cutting The Deer Hunter's 3-hour runtime, but execs felt that would cut the heart out of director Michael Cimino's picture. Producer Barry Spikings then called an acquaintance, producer Alan Carr. The flamboyant Carr was riding high off the success of Grease. Carr initially was reluctant to bail out this somber, serious drama, but after screening it, he became convinced The Deer Hunter was a masterpiece that deserved to be seen. He knew that first, though, the right people had to see it. Carr made a radical suggestion: screen the movie on Los Angeles' eclectic Z Channel. The Z Channel was an early paid TV service that showed art house movies and cult films. Showing a first-run movie on the channel, that was unheard of. However, the Z Channel was a cultural phenomenon in Los Angeles, loved by both passionate film buffs and Hollywood power players. Carr then suggested releasing The Deer Hunter in just 2 theaters at the end of the year, one in Los Angeles, one in New York. Carr's gambit to create buzz worked. Today, Carr is considered the very first Oscar consultant, a job that's now a high-powered and high-paying specialty. Coming up, one of, arguably, the 3 best war films ever made. There's Paths of Glory, there's Saving Private Ryan, and there's this one, The Madness of War Through the Eyes of a World War II German U-boat crew. Das Boot, directed by Wolfgang Petersen, is next. on TCM.
Next on TCM, Das Boot. Then they were expendable. And later, White Shadows in the South Seas. Oscars Beyond the Pale tonight.